Chu and his forces left the banquet hall to assess the situation, leaving only me and the sinners there. Okay, seems like our only remaining task is to retrieve the golden barrow that we are owned. That much is a given, but that's not really our only task now, Otis, right? we might have caused a bigger issue for the little girl. Retrieve it and our mission here is done. We only need to wait for the LCA for extraction. None of you know, let alone understand, what a war of the wing is like. To rush out into these unknown water is nothing short of impudence. We must not even entertain this idea. But Otis, this is his home, his family. Alas, if our meager strength may be sufficient to prevent this war to begin with, and to save the lives of all those innocent people, then I wish to do as that man has said. No, it is in our best interest that we do not get involved in that. And that opinion comes from lots of experience. Don, I will speak to you plainly, as I trust that you've regained enough sense as to how this world works. War is not just another incident or a quest to be resolved. Your sense of justice may shine like a beacon in time of unrest, but war will crush and grind it into dirt indiscriminately, as it does any life caught in its boot heels. Lady Otis, I have also lived through my own shares of wars. Even still, Chu's path is that of justice, kind of. Thus, he shall have my support. How are you still so? To fight for the pursuit of justice deserves not thy scorn, nor your ridicule. This is not a short-sighted tantrum. This is but my own adhesion to and pursuit of a certain responsibility of those who can. Otis, I've also had my shares of wars, so hopefully you will let me put my 2 ounce in this. Battles and wars aren't the same things either. You can see the crashing waves of intense emotions in battle when looking at it as a great flow of war. But all that built up heat is what becomes a flow, not the other way around. It never is. That is true. Chu wishes to convey to us that the levels are beginning to crack, that the factions must be filled forthwith for the rupture. While the words you speak may contrast one another, the intent that pushes the both of you to speak is shared, that the war mustn't conflage beyond that what has already occurred. It is. Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks for summing it up, Tseng. Otis' assessment would have been correct had the discussion concerned our participation been about a war that has already proceeded beyond a certain degree. However, accepting Chu's suggestion and preventing the war from expanding beyond localized skirmishes would bring a greater benefit than avoiding it altogether. Yeah, and this could also give them the opportunity to destroy and uproot all the inequities of Hongyua. Well, I don't know if that is what Hongyu wants though, but still. But even if Chu and his people are strong, there are just too many of them. Do we really have a chance against all of them? Probably not, considering all the pictures. If I'm being honest, we simply can't know. We don't have the time to meticulously analyze every facet of the situation. True. Manager of ours, if I may. Tseng carefully began as the sinner's opinion began to clash and fracture. As you may have observed, the sinners failed to find a common ground. However, though narrow my vision may be, it appears to me that there's not a single sinner whose insight is spawned solely from their emotions. There is sound reason behind every suggestion that has herefore been presented. Thus it is difficult to gauge the validity of each of them. This must not be an easy decision for you either. Thus, Tseng paused, taking his time to carefully select his next word. Then, after a subtle note, he continues. Dante, perhaps this judgment should belong to Honglu. True. Perhaps I speak at the risk of not knowing my own station. However, should we allow this opportunity to slip away, then Honglu may never leave that smile of his behind. Oh! You must see it as well. That Honglu's smile is but a different shape of sorrow from those who have no tears left to shed. Yeah, I can understand that. It's nothing more than a mask. What Yiseng was trying to tell me was clear as day. So what I must do, must consider as the manager, isn't a discussion of war over battles. It's not pragmatism or the measures of the pros and cons. A manager has to support their own team. Faust. Once again, I have nothing to offer but objective information and suggestion strictly from cooperative perspectives. Dante, given your position as the manager of the LCB team, it is recommended that you continue to follow the plan outlined by the LCCB, retrieve the Golden Burrow, and quickly arrange a safe extraction for you and your team without unnecessarily involving your team in a high-risk operation. Well, however, Faust continues, but slowly. But if you believe that you possess enough persistence to endure all that it entails, and if you believe that your role is to lead them and us to the right path, then I will follow your lead. Thank you. That means it's up to us. Or rather, Honglu. Now the answer must come from Honglu himself. Looks like things really got out of control here. Sorry, Dante. Yeah, well, hey, earlier, during your dialogue with Jia Chu, the conclusion that you arrived at didn't really come out of nowhere, did it? There must have been something that you brought there. In that long conversation, Honglu was finally able to give an answer of his own. And the biggest reason he could have was... well, at first, I didn't think that I would be able to give a real answer to Brother Chu's question. But suddenly, like a thick fog has cleared, something emerged from the haze of forgotten memories. What I gave as an answer was that something, and I realized that it was only after it has already left my mouth. That word must have been buried deep within me for a long time. Kindness. Because I wanted to believe that kindness was enough, that it could truly bring change to Hong Yuan. This is not about us, it's about you and its future. So I think I will leave the decision up to you. Honglu was never the type to clearly state his beliefs. He usually did as I asked without questioning everything, without even the smallest of complaints. He did not speak of pain when he suffered, nor did he cry out to us in agony. His eyes remained unshaken, even as he witnessed the countless deaths and injustice committed before him. The eye that let everything float away. The accepting eyes of someone who has resigned himself to the reality that everything that exists has to end. I waited patiently for him to speak. Dante, Honglu, who only ever quietly accepts whatever life has thrown at him. I want to go to the temple, where Shin Chu and the elders, no, where the Xia Ren are. I think Shin Chun might be in... So he wasn't bluffing on that. She is in danger. Danger as in her life might be in risk? No, I think her life might be the only thing that's not in danger. Thinking back to what Brother Chu has told me, I'm afraid that I might lose Chiron that I know forever. For the first time, he speaks of the path that he wishes to walk. Honglu's jade eyes gaze beyond the wall of Dong Yuan. Like Brother Chu said, At this moment, I'm the only one who can freely open the gate to the Tikan Temple. I want to be there to watch Shin become the Hayek, so that, if anything, or if something dangerous were to happen, I can put a stop to it. Okay, well that sounds like a plan. I had a feeling that this would be your decision, Executive Manager. Yeah, you know me very well. Our judgments are shaped by our uprising and environments. So for you, Executive Manager, who has only the time spent with the rest of us to reflect on, it is understandable how you could come to this conclusion. I keep disappointing you, I guess, didn't I? You haven't. At least not yet. Otis replies sternly. Well, it ain't much of our style to just sort off up of picking up the gold morale, right? Yeah, of course not! We usually are crashing out, destroying everything around us. One way or another. At least make a scene, guys. That's... yeah, I guess you're right. Ishmael agreed with Heathcliff for the first time since forever. Well, I know I might have come across as kinda harsh and snappy earlier, but hey, there weren't any hard feelings, right, Otis? I would have kicked you in the shin had I even considered your entire speech to be a senseless drivel. Well, Otis and Gregor, whose stances were always diametrically opposed, have stopped shouting bitter remarks at each other. We are all growing more familiar with each other as well. Perfect! Then let us do this! And in that strange air, we found our purpose. And there he is! Alright then, I will send out my blade, ZILU, in the same direction. She will not accompany you, but she will render us at your destination nonetheless. Wait, didn't you say earlier that the Haishas all become masterless or something? Why is she still with you? It is a long story. Let me just say that ZILU is an exception. Okay, and what about you then? At the moment, stopping the underboss and his primary officer, Li Heng, is the most pressing concern. Zigong and I will take to the main battle at the gates of Dangyuan and stall them. The plan was now in motion. There was nothing more to discuss. And we both walked away to our destination in opposite directions. My lord, I have seen that smile many times in the past. That is the smile of a hollow shell. Do you truly believe that a man such as him is capable of moving in a genuine dedication to the cause? Each heart has a different cause that moves them. How can one speak of the fathom of a lake when all that they can see is the surface? That is true. And this lake is so deep, since he had to contain all of those horrible, horrible memories. Oh! Action of a thief? What are they trying to steal? Is that from us? Perhaps? Maybe? Oh no, don't do that. Oh, are we already there? The Tikan Temple? Yeah, we are. Well, that's nice. Also, it's good to know that Chia-Chu has our back now. We're walking different directions, but we are moving for the same cause. Now then, we have to go through here if we want to take the fastest path to the temple. Looks like it will lead us underground though. Oh no, are you sure this is the fastest path? The heck are they doing over there? It seems to me that's exactly why they're here too, blocking our way. Well, I never thought it was going to be easy, but still. Looks like I was right. Stop right there, turn around and leave. You won't get a more generous offer than that. You do well to do as I say. The family Hayek was already over, and they already announced the result of it all. So, on whose order are you attacking us? Oh, naive girl. Do you not know that the powerful forces are already gathering here at Dangyuan? I doubt that little Pipsqueak even got to meet the Chiren. She's probably bleeding out somewhere on the path. What? Well, looks like a bunch of third raters decided to work together. Huh? Do you really believe that you could retake the Hayek with your punny forces? Well, you're the one who has committed this tantrum of treason just because you couldn't accept your loss, right? Besides, what do you mean by retake the hierarch? It's not like you ever took her from us, right? You can't even proudly speak the name of your master either. It would have been the first thing that you should have announced if you believe your cause to be just. Your very actions are those of little thieves. And why would we need to announce our cause for a ragtag band like yours? Destroy them all! Well, I see your point. Doesn't really change the statement that she made though. Otis has made herself very clear. You're just a band of thieves. Couldn't even beat us in a fair fight. And I'm pretty sure it's the Shi family mercenaries with Raptor in charge, just the same as we've already fought before. Which means I'm gonna finish them off really, really quickly. There we go! Not so bad, not so bad. I had a couple of casualties on my side, but that's normal. Especially with Faust. I actually cut together 2 fights in a row. It seems like those guys didn't really want to give up anytime soon. But well, now that should be enough, right? That should be enough. There's no way you have more spare allies. Now then, whoever your poor master is, I can tell by the way that their minions behave that they have no hopes of ever taking that throne. You would be surprised by how much they lack of just a cause harms the moral, fool. You're the one to talk. What just cause do you have? Just how high and mighty is your... Oi, shut it and listen, at least. We actually want to change something about this place for once, alright? I would say we have more of a just cause than you bastards, whose only thought upon hearing that awful bell is, how exactly can I expend my real estimate around here, right? Your only thought is to expend all the time! And he collapsed. Did he get any of that? Probably not. Oh well, both of you always speak with such conviction, Otis and Heathcliff. Gathering an army is the easy part. And leaders' true qualities are revealed only when the time comes to actually lead their mans. I see. So it's your long experience with war that shapes your confidence. Huh, Otis? Kinda? Because my life couldn't have been any further from any battlefield or war. Or maybe I was always surrounded by wars, both large and small, in the back streets, and I was just sheltered from them. I've done nothing but watch from a distance, so I don't suppose I have any right to speak. I wouldn't even know where I would even begin. This seems like the perfect moment for Otis to brag about her experience, but she felt silent instead. There ain't anything too complicated about that, mate. If it's shit, it's just shit. Just don't think twice about that. True. Like that lad over there. Like me? For a while, Sinclair continues to ask Heathcliff if he really was talking about him there. I haven't ever walked down this hallway accompanied by so many other people before. I usually walk alone, after all. Why? Didn't you take your servants with you at least? Sometimes I did, because I was too scared to go there alone. But I learned something as I grew older. It's that my heart is most at ease when walking down this road alone. And why is that? I imagine Hong Lu slowly walking down this hallway alone, with a dark expression. It wasn't a pleasant sight at all. The Tikan Temple. I was the only one who was allowed to freely enter and exit. The family hire can technically be let in, but even grandmother couldn't enter without their summon at all. Wait, Tier 2 wasn't being metaphorical here? So why are they called the TRN then? Are they actually some supernatural enlightened blocks or something? Yes, they endured the time of suffering, opened their eyes to the secret to freedom from aging and death, and eventually attained enlightenment, earning themselves the exalted title of the Ren. But is that even possible? What happens to them still searching for the answer to true mortality? Yeah, what is up with that? If they are still looking for that, then that means they haven't achieved it yet. But considering what you just said about enlightenment, freedom of death, that kinda indicates that they can die, right? And considering the sheer amount of elders from your vision, how can they live that long? Huh. Mate, you're bottling up again, and that makes me nervous. That's not good. What the hell are we currently walking into? At least this place feels much more tranquil than the world outside. It's quiet, really quiet, and it smells nice. Oh, I could almost forget that there's a war about to break out beyond the premise. I guess we're lucky. Not many people know the actual path to reach the Tierken Temple, but at least there's less chance of us running into any outside forces here. Oh, that's good. But can we not with the foreshadowing, please? Yeah, that kinda indicates that some of them might actually find their way. Maybe some of them actually know it. I mean, Xiaomu at the very least knows the path, right? She knows the path. A ridiculous idea. Okay. Was she, guys? Unfortunately, it was indeed a foreshadowing. Ah, wait, they look like the drunken fist guy. Oh no. It didn't take very long before another faction appeared before us. Stop! Who is your master? What are you doing here? Never mind, they belong to the Shu. Well, because we have a place to be. What are you doing here? You're working for Chu, aren't you? Trying to visit the revered Ren. You're trying to speed up the Hayek Ascension ritual, aren't you? Kinda, but nice try. Ask the right question and we'll just maybe tell you all about our plan, huh? You greenhorn. I know that you've all been lost. You've probably been going on in circles for hours now. Yeah, this place is irritatingly large. Just point us in the right direction and go back the way you came, and I won't give chase. Give up on your ridiculous idea of ushering an hopelessly inacquitted girl as the family hierarch. Well, we already heard that one before, didn't we? Might want to get some new materials here. True. Now they're stealing each other's quotes as well, huh? They really are stealing everything from each other. But then again, did I fight any of them before? Lead count? Prioritize Honglu. They do kind of seem like our night visitor. Last survivor! There's no way, pal! You can stagger a couple of us, but you can't get rid of all of them. We are too many guys with too many turns and too many attacks, and the burn doesn't help you either. There we go. Perfect. Now, would you be so kind to tell me who your master is, please? I mean, all things considered, you're already the second guy that we ran into. You too. You have been in a war, haven't you? No need to deny that, I suppose. I mean, she's an expert. You can still tell, huh? Kinda. And I learned many things in my war. A few hundred ways to convince a grunt to talk, for example. Well, too bad. Because unlike you, I have but one way to keep my mouth shut. Ah, you kidding? He just killed himself! The man who appears to be leading the soldiers stabbed himself into the chest without even the slightest bit of hesitation. Wow. So he would kill himself without even a moment of hesitation, just to protect his master's name. His master must have been a formidable individual, at the very least. Or it could also be that he was under the influence of a suicide worm. An animal worm that activates on an informational trigger to manipulate the host psychic to take their own lives. So they are forcing them to keep that specific information a secret, no matter what. Otherwise they die. Noticing that there was a previously unseen serious look in Honglu's eyes, we have forged onward. I don't like that. Kinda reminds me of the ghoul lady a little. She just creates puppets for herself. They're probably seducing the dead corpses of her enemies, probably, and maybe allies. Not living beings, as their own puppets. Ooh. Well then, those who do not decide. I guess we run into a third group now, who have even less of a choice. Great. Ah, the thumbs! Hello, pal! Oh, I would love to have this weapon at some point. Just look at them. Ah, shit. That was a warning shot, sir. I heard your curse under your breath there. They are... How disrespectful of you to tell such a bald-faced lie to their senior. Apologies, sir. Please, I humbly beg for your assistance in my absolution. Of course. Press your tongue. Did he just... Okay. Yeah, right. You shouldn't lie. You shouldn't speak out of turn. Otherwise, that tongue has to go. That incomprehensible exchange between the pair was soon followed by the sight of a severed tongue rolling in the dirt. Ugh! The thumb. Please allow me to speak, as my partner no longer has the means to do so. Your present company, including Manager Dante, the companion, and Master Jia Baoyu, may not pass beyond this area. Wait, what did he just call Honglu? Well, given the present circumstance, I guess they're treating Honglu as Baoyu of the Jia family, and not really as a sinner of the LCB. It's illogical to assume that the young master of a prestigious house ranks higher than even a Solato, who are just grunts of the thumb, right? Well, then can Honglu just ask them to move? Them showing us respect now means shit. They won't let us through either way. I've heard stories, but I didn't think that they would be this fixed with the ranks and hierarchy. It's almost to the point where it's just plain weird. Please understand that the underboss has ordered us to treat anyone passing this area as our enemies. Our orders were to execute all individuals attempting to do so anyways, including our former allies. So I implore you to please return or rather turn around and leave this place. We would greatly appreciate your cooperation in this. I'm sorry, but we can't do that. Then, I'm sorry to say that we have no choice but to stop you by any means. Li Heng, you must have set up this ambush. They were prepared. They weren't going to accept any other result than what they had in mind. Taking into account Limbus Company's standing and the LCB's position within the organization, you, a mere sinner, mentioning Master Li Heng's name is a crime punishable by the removal of your tongue. No, your punishment will begin with crushing your lower jaw. As if. Shouldn't have expected a trivial little thing like a Solata to know his place. You don't have enough tongue to lose for this disrespect. You're not getting anything out of them here. These idiots will just jump off the cliff if their superior told them to. But aren't they usually your favorite kind of people, Otis? There was once a time when I used to think highly of the strategic decision to maintain such a rigid strategic hierarchy system. But this is overkill. But now I know that it was never a strategic decision at all, but a brainless obsession of idiots who just refuse to decide for themselves. Let's see if you can keep blabbering like that when we cut off your tongues. Well, I'm not even going to give you guys the chance of doing something like that. Now let me see what you guys have. Oh, they're Trevor! Oh, that's even better! Oh! Oh, this is gonna be so great! A Tremor Burn team? They can join both teams? Oh, you don't say! And they have ammunition! Great! What's this? Propelled ammunition. Spend ammunition. Trigger conversion. Ooh, they can also change the tremor type into Scorching Tremor. Take rough damage equal to the sums of burn and lose 1 burn count. Oh, they're conveying tremor into burn stacks, which will also get transferred into damage, direct damage. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Don't really like the fact that this is, you know, a breakable, but there isn't much I can change about that. And they come with the feature that I've just been waiting for the longest of time! Reload once per turn! Yes! Yes! All ammunition! Can you pass that effect over to another guy like you could in Library Through now? Now if you could, that would be great. Trigger burst, attack up, damage up. If the target has staggered in the last turn, inflict 2 tremor on hit. An additional clash up starting next turn if any sort of ally has been defeated. So preferably I would love to kill all of them at the same time, but that's not really possible in the current situation. But this is great! This is absolutely great! I can't wait to add them into my Tremor team. And my Burn team. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure about that just yet. But the Tremor team! Oh, the Tremor team will certainly love that! Any sort of Tremor conversion is really handy for them. Especially if you start mixing them all together, thanks to Faust. And that, what was that ego called again? Everlasting? Yep, once you combine that with Everlasting, it's going to get so much better. Okay, keep on avoiding it for now. Can't really clash that well against them though. On. Well, seems like Ishmael is just fine. Need to be a bit careful with those guys. But so far it's going good. Maybe I should just wait it out until they use up all of the ammunition. Then they would be forced to defense for a round. Right? At least 1 round. But then again, they are also gaining additional dices, so that option is not the most reliable option. Ooh, this. You can tank that. You cannot tank that. Same goes to my Honglu here. Let's go for some drastic measures, I guess. Oh! Oh! Rodion! That's my girl! That's my girl! Winning clashes even without 45 SP. Meanwhile, Otis has to tank like a champ. Doesn't seem like they were able to hit my Faust either. That's good. That's really good. Down to 83. She's struggling again. It's fine. She should probably be capable of tanking it out. My burn stack right now is 0, so I don't need to worry about that. Let's go for a couple yellow attacks, since I need the slot. Heathcliff, would you like to boost up your attacks a little? But then again, that seems to mess up with the attack. Oh no, never mind. It wouldn't even hit anything to begin with. Then you don't even need to worry about that. Oh no. Oh! Oh! We actually won that one! Honglu! What you doing? What are you doing? Okay, that's good. She's tanking like a champ, clashing back with another count. That should work out nicely as well. We get a stagger, not quite, but we're getting there. 7 to 5 count is not so bad. Don't need to worry about her wrath attacks just yet. Okay. First guy dead. That's a good start. Which keep up with the pressure without losing our... But then again, should I just sacrifice him? If I kill my home Lu, I would technically get Rhodium. Or rather Ryoshu afterwards. Then I would have more access to green resources. But I would lose access to light blue. Which is kinda bad. Then again, I would need to guard against this. And that would put him in risk again, so yeah, it's probably for the best if I just let him go now. It's probably for the best. She can tank that and go for another purple. Alright, this should be fine. This should technically be fine. Who knows, maybe I can actually survive it. I'm pretty sure I just died there, but there was a good chance that maybe for the sheer power of luck he might just be able to pull it around. But no. Sadly not. Oh well. Right, oh well. Oh. We're going to crush another one? Thank you very much, you say. This is really good. After all, we still have who knows how many enemies ahead of us. And our countdown is slowly ticking up. Okay. 7 is not quite enough, but it is enough with the bright attack. Can't really boost it further. I'm just going to go for the slot. I kinda wish I could go for the green, but that's not really possible right now. Let's go for the SP, followed up by 23. Then I can gather some green resources, even more light blue, and then again, I'm not really clashing right now, so I should go for slot instead. And double dust. Alright, this should be fine. Most of them are staggered. I don't think I need to go for the strongest moves here. Unless, of course, they actually ask for clash. Especially with false ego, I should be able to do a lot of damage on the general masses, so the smaller attacks should barely be enough to finish them off. Hopefully. Can't really fully guarantee it, but I can hope at least. There we go. Not quite enough for the stagger, but it's fine. Come on. Oh, it doesn't even hit the guys that I was hoping for. Ah, well. About that. God. It's fine. It's fine. And the very least the other guys did, no? That guy is almost staggered as well. Good. Now, moment of truth. Let's go for the obsession. How much I can do with this. Is it worth it? Probably not. Vertex are better. Yep, vertex are better with this. But then again, I could still go for one more purple attack if I wanted to. No, I don't think it's gonna be necessary. This is going to try for a normal hit for now. Which also means maybe I don't even need to go for the avoid dice. If I'm lucky, Blind Obsession is going to do enough damage to... Oh no, wait, it doesn't actually target everyone. But still, I'm just gonna hope that I'm going to get lucky here. Yeah. Even I can be lucky sometimes. Right? Even I! Who knows, maybe she just pulls it off. Maybe she can actually win those clashes. I know that she's struggling, but it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. See? See? She wins! She absolutely can win it! Probably because they had minus sanity, but still! You should never give up, right? Never give up, even if the game tells you it seems impossible. You never know. Your luck might actually turn it around. I even got the stagger there in order to heal my sinners. By a little bit at least. Okay, how many more of them are around though? Running out of time. Now I'm going to go for the wolf. This is fine. Double wrath. Really need to go for green here. And another lust for now. Okay. This should technically be enough damage. Yes. Where the heck is my butterfly thing though? I kinda need it right now. The burst damage of the butterfly is always the thing that turns it around whenever the timer gets close to 10. It can destroy so many guys at once. Ah, there it is. Perfect. So if by any sort of miracle you guys are actually capable of surviving this, the butterfly would certainly rip them to shreds. There's no way that the butterfly wouldn't kill them. And now that I saw that there's just 3 of them, I guess I didn't even need to worry about that. Oh well. Okay. Here it comes. 27 power. 13. Ah, I didn't even get to use the full combo. Not too bad. Oh well. Whew. Alright. Second battle defeated. Have to say, I might have gotten a lot luckier than I assumed during the first time we fought those guys. Because the second fight actually went way beyond the 10-time turn count. God damn it. I even had to level up my guys a little. Because the clashing around here is getting slightly ridiculous. But only a couple of them and not to 55. I don't really want to reach the cap yet, because once you reach the cap, you no longer get the free SP recovery from beating guys who are higher level than you, right? Also, I changed the order up. I'm really sorry, Heathcliff. I really like to have you along, but I really need the gluttony around here. Seriously, I need the gluttony. Now then, next, the heart. The heart? Did we reach the center of this temple? Maybe. Ooh, it looks like it. So, are we still underground, right? This place sure as heck looks like the outside though. An artificial light, yet one may easily mistake this to be the land under the real sun. We should be getting pretty close by now, but it seems like there's somebody waiting for us. Someone has beaten us to it. There was a small hill in front of the bridge, leading into the Tikan temple. They are Chinchun's mercenaries. Her mercenaries? And he butchered them all? It was a small hill of body, all of them mangled and broken to the point where we couldn't even tell how many of them they were. On top of that hill sat Lai Heng, and the heavy wounded figure in front of him was... Wait! No! We don't ever seem to meet in the finest of circumstances, do we? What happened? Oh damn, you all are slower than molasses in winter. I was just having some fun before you all decided to show up. Looks to me that this boy was just gonna park his ass right here until the whole accession hula hoop has been wrapped up. You know, I was kinda excited about this showdown, given that he's supposed to be of this adept of the high shell, the pony branch or whatever. He ain't hot shit without that poison in him though. The pony? Wait, he's the horse branch? Orioshu, what is he doing here? Our plan was to leave the matter of Li Hing for Jia Chu to deal with at the battlefields by the front gate of Dang Yuan. Seems like they saw through that strategy already. And it seems that Jia Chu has sent that ZILU alongside us was an insurance for this exact scenario. And look who's here! Or covered in blood. And as if on cue, ZILU has arrived. She was covered from head to toe in blood, but I could easily guess that the blood wasn't hers. Oh well, I'll be damned. You all are telling me now that there's 2 ways to get in here? One's a secret entrance, sure, but the rabbit hole that she crawled through seems mighty narrow to me. Ah, shoot. Had I known that there was a direct pathway, I would have taken that instead of going all the way around this goddamn maze of a palace. Ain't you got no map lying around here? Would have been darn embarrassing to get lost at my age. Oh well, did you all say hello to the boy out there? Well, we sent him on their merry ways to the afterlife. So it really was you who set up that ambush, huh? Yeah, listen here. You all gotta understand that they're still greenhorns, right? Still got much to learn and all that. I'll give them a stern talk later. I assume you're also here at someone else's behest, right? Either to prevent the Haisho ascension, or to delay it for as long as possible. Well, I was going to catch that Chun girl for when she wins in, but I kinda missed that window. It ain't nothing more to it though. You all are talking like I showed up to make some big statement or shit. Then doesn't that mean that your mission has already failed? Nay girl, you gotta head back to the main house and park yourself on the throne to wobble up the whole ascension thing, right? Me? I just gotta catch her before she does. And considering that she just went in there, she has to leave, right? So the Haisho won't be mobilized until she physically sits down on the throne. Say, the concept of manner is alien to you, huh? Alright, the fun. Real disrespectful for you all to just sit there, yawing and shouting the breeze with me like I'm one of your bodies. Excuse me, but I've got something to ask. Well, alright. Young Master Baicho of the mighty Chia family. Got enough clout to talk to my face without making things awkward, huh? Well, yammer on then. Is there a reason that you haven't killed Master Vai just yet? The setup that you have here makes me think that you would like for us to negotiate. Oh, negotiate, huh? Oh, damn! Negotiations are usually done on equal ground, ain't it? Kinda funny of you all from Limbus company to even call that. Oh heck, I guess you ain't wrong with that though. But here's the thing, I just ain't got a clue as to how important the son of a gun is to you all. He's still breeding, that's for sure, but I don't know if he's any good for negotiations. Being a Haisho adept doesn't really make much, or rather mean much, if he can't really do anything, does it? Got some kind of weird curse in you or something, huh? Speak! ZILU, who has been standing beside us in silence this whole time, suddenly spoke up. What do you want? Her voice was so deep, canvas, and sincere that it almost made me think that she really was going to give him whatever he wanted in return for Vi. You got a real convincing voice there, don't you? That gets me in the mood. Alright, I'll tell you what. Yeah, well, what I want is... I want you pesky rabbits! What? Oh, please don't tell me that you want ZILU to die for... Oh, of course not. I ain't that shameless now. Then what? Let me cut you up. Just one slice. Don't matter what comes next, right? Bite it, don't bite it. Fight me, it doesn't matter. Take a single cut from my blade, and I'll hand over the fellow. Ah, come on, girl. Don't you look at me like that now. You know how it is. I've been in this business long enough to know, huh? Fair fight? Duel? I love them. Would love nothing more to do than that. But the things being that there's a no-can-do situation here. We are just both hired guns, aren't we? We gotta do what we gotta do. You see, honey bunny, I ain't so sure I like my odds going up against a direct encounter here. Oh, that shithead! So he wants to handicap her by having the first strike? You haven't changed at all. That's so. He will cut you in half. That's a guarantee. You admit that you just want to kill her. Doesn't your tongue ever get tired of being a part of you? Ain't you one of the students that learned stuff from Tier 2? Heard tell that they've been using some kind of strange techniques from outer yonder. Shin, was it? Using some energy protective techniques, right? Partially, you'll become tough as augmentation, they said. And you convert that Shin or whatever into strength to make light rings around your body parts or weapons. And that's supposed to be Mang? Shin? Mang? Huh? Am I right? What? I've been trying to learn how that thing works. Been waiting for an opportunity to test it out as well. Totally sure that I can make one Mang by now. I wanna see you try your own against mine. So let's see. Li Heng looks at ZILU with a shit-eating grin. We don't know ZILU. We barely even are acquainted with her. There's no way that you would risk her life for people who are essentially strangers to her. And what about Wei then? Do they even know each other? I seriously doubt that he's as close to her as he is to us. And it might sound cold, but even we are not really that close to Wei either. But still. I can't bring myself to ask her to risk her life like that. He's probably not kidding either. He's certainly going to try to kill her. Li Heng's surrounded by at least a dozen bodies by now. But there's not even a scratch on him. Eh? Wei struggles to speak through a labored breath. But his eyes tell me that they are already accepting his fate. I only need my lady to be safe. This catastrophe was entirely my fault. If I had paid more attention to my surroundings, she won't have anyone when I'm gone. Please, keep her safe. Instead of begging for his life, Wei asked us to look after her instead, as he always has done. Is Wei... ZILU looked at Honglu. Important to you? Truth be told, Wei probably isn't all that important to Honglu specifically. Wei was Shiren's loyal follower, and that was pretty much it. Honglu said that he hadn't really interacted much with him back in Dongyuan either. But considering how close they are to each other, and the fact how much it hurted him when he lost his mate, thanks to the lobotomization and the constant deaths, I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't want her to experience the same thing, right, Honglu? You wouldn't want her to go through with the same pain, right? But I imagine that Honglu would probably rather not see the people he cares about shed any more tears. He'd seen more than enough of that since the annihilation of the Kong family. And that goes for us too. Can we really cut him off just like that? We hadn't really talked to him that much, but we had spent a pretty significant amount of time together, and quietly, we've grown to care more about him. We learned more about who he was, about the kind of person that his master Chia Chun was. Whenever we ran into them in all kinds of odd places, we were always happy to meet them, and we really want them to do well. We didn't want either of them to die. And they were the first allies that we've ever made of our own volition, no matter how short-lived that alliance was. If we let him kill Wei here, we would be adding another regret to our past, knowing that we would let someone else down again. As we are reminded every time we meet Saude and see her subtle yet noticeable sadness. We'll blame ourselves. We resent our weakness. We won't stop thinking about how we could have prevented this if we just were a little stronger. We had died and killed countless times on our journey here, but that is the kind of force that swoops in our moments of dejection to remind us that we can never get used to it at all. Speak. I know that we can save everyone. I've seen enough deaths of our friends, allies, and those who could have been friends to know that. There wasn't any reason that why we should be special. I wasn't making some promise with myself to never let anyone even remotely close to us die again either. But still, Lu, I want Mr. Y to live. And I don't want Shin to be sad when we meet her again. I know that you don't have any reason to listen to me, ZILU, but alright. ZILU didn't even let Honglu finish. She strode up to Lei Heng. Oh my god! My girl! Cut me down. Shao Chu? Winged tiger. Oh. Alright. Very well then, my Celan. The unrestrained. Wait, what are you? Flame burst forth, rendering Lei Heng's intimidating Podayo, then rises into a raging pillar of flames before a single ring of light materializes around it. On the other hand, a warm, comforting light, presumably the same light Lei Heng mentioned earlier, began to radiate and shimmer from ZILU's body. I am Lei Heng, capo of the Thumb, one of the 10 Blades of the East. I will now cut you down with all of my might. You intend to cut me with your tongue now? No, I guess not. And as down cue, Lei Heng slashed at ZILU's unmoving body with a diagonal cut. Huh? The sheer wind pressure and the heat from the slash, it was powerful enough to push some of us back. But ZILU was still standing, silent as she has ever been. Oh, hot diggy! No, I wasn't going for the hit though, but it's a miracle you managed to survive that hit. That chin of a thing is one mighty sturdy thing, ain't it? My hands is all tingly already. Well, it still ain't quite invisible, is it? You're barely hanging on there, aren't you? Ooh! Never mind! See? Yeah, you gotta go, huh? Blood burst from ZILU the moment Lei Heng asked, and Miss ZILU! Honglu ran up to ZILU to stop her fall. Miss ZILU! Why did you? Because it is sufficient. You replied that you did not wish to see the one you care dearly for sad. ZILU continues resolutely, despite the gushing blood. And that is the true humanity that I've learned. My path of justice. My own humanity. I leave the rest to you, Clock. This woman, who had not even exchanged a single word with it, called me by a friendly nickname, with her own lives on the line. Oh hi! Finally got that annoying bunny out of the way, huh? Alright then, I'm a man of my words, and she knows that. That is why she lets me cut her up so good. And with that, Lei Heng kicked way in our directions. Take him. 3-4 months of recovery and he should be back on his feet. Well, if you survive me today, that is. You're gonna take the young master and get that door open, ain't you? Well then. Lei Heng begins walking in our direction, cracking his neck. You're ready to go for another round? Should be able to wrap this up by the time that they're done with this ritual thing. Come on now, let's dance!